Yo, what's up everyone? Kobe Cheese here once again, back for another Heart of the Swarm video. This time we're going to be doing a commentary live game here with Abathur. And I decided to start off this little series of videos with Heart of the Swarm on one of the more interesting champions that Heroes of the Storm actually has to offer. Now, this is one of their specialist heroes, and they decide to classify their heroes in a couple ways. They've got like warrior, specialist, assassin, support is pretty much the way they look at it. They don't call their ranged carries, they just call them ranged assassin, and then they have melee assassin. So anyhow, this guy that I'm playing right now is a really weird specialist. You'll notice that I don't even go into battle. I'm actually sitting in my base right now. You saw where I walked to earlier. And the way Abathur works is you look around the map, you find allies that need your assistance, and you need to find areas that can be basically situations that can be improved by you adding a little bit of utility to that fight. So you'll notice right now we are on the pirate map. Yarr! It's all about collecting these doubloons. So my goal right now is to support my allies in grabbing those doubloons, as well as do my best to disrupt anyone else from actually acquiring those. Now they just broke open that chest right there. Every couple minutes there are two chests that spawn, one a little bit lower and then one up north a bit, and those will contain 5 coins each. You'll notice if you're looking on the mini-map, there are these 4 green circles. One of them actually just turned into an X, meaning someone grabbed those. But there are those 4 green circles. Those are very easy mercenary camps, which will drop 2 doubloons each as well. So there's a lot of different ways to collect doubloons, which you will turn in to this pirate ship. The pirate ship will then start pelting your enemies with these I don't know, just there you go, right there, artillery barrage, boom, just blowing up their defenses. So it's a really good way to win the game. You don't have to push yourself. You just essentially keep collecting doubloons over and over and over again until most of their defenses have been destroyed, and then you can start working them down using the merc camps and things like that. So back to Abathur. You'll see that what I do is I put this little symbiote on top of the heads of my allies. I can put it on towers. I can put it on the neutral, or not the neutral, but I can put it on the little minions that spawn, and I get a couple of options. I can do a shield, which will absorb some damage for my allies, and then I can shoot out a spike, which does moderate damage, and then I have this little AoE spikes. Once again, basically I'm shooting out these little thorns constantly, and it will definitely turn the tide of battle. I've gotten a few kills from it before while playing Abathur, and so it works out really well. Now later on I'll get an ultimate, which I'll talk about soon enough, and the ultimate will allow me to actually copy one of my allied heroes, and I can make use of their abilities for a short amount of time. It's really cool, so we'll get to that in a second. But the last thing here you'll see is that I'm placing down these little nests. They're toxic nests, and if you play League of Legends, it's similar to Teemo shrooms. But you can actually, as I start to level up and I get more talents, I can make them better. I can make it to where I can place them down anywhere. Right now, I just have a really large range around where I'm currently at, so that's why I kind of hid myself there, sort of in the middle of the safe zone on our side of the base, because I can reach most of the stuff that I want to hit with those little nests. Whenever somebody gets hit with a nest, they get marked, and I get vision of them for a little bit. Now this guy, okay, let's go to the Arthas here. So I want to keep her from dying. Arthas is an extremely powerful champion, as you've noticed. He just completely demolished our Nova. So I wasn't able to help out too much. It looks like they actually have an Abathur on their team as well. You can see above his head, there's the symbiote. And so I'm going to do my best to help this guy out. I'm going to put a little shield on him as soon as possible, so he's going to absorb a little bit more damage. I'm going to just poke away. This is a really good thing to do whenever some of your heroes are running away. You can actually throw on a symbiote, and you can start pelting them with a little bit of poke damage. Now, you'll notice I have a challenge to choose. I'm going to actually increase the stab range on my groove spines. There's a couple of other things to do. I can make my shield do a slight healing. I've taken that in the past, and it's okay, but the healing is just so small that it doesn't feel as useful. So what I'm going to be doing here is the stab range, and that really makes a difference with that. It's that little Q ability that you see me shooting out that's long range, that skill shot. And that's going to make that way longer, so it's easier for me to snipe people down and do some poke damage. And there's a lot of ways to do it, so you can put your symbiote on top of your allies and just kind of improve their chances of winning a battle. But you can also do some sneaky stuff. If you see one of your enemies in a lane kind of farming some minions, you can put your symbiote on top of one of the minions and then just start poking them and just make them take constant damage, to where the next team fight they go in, they're going to have a significant disadvantage. Or, for example, they're going to be forced to go back, potentially. A lot of times they don't even realize that you're just wrecking them. I don't know why. I mean, some people are just like, why am I taking so much damage? It's kind of funny, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of stuff that is involved with it. Now, I like to help out people that are in these camps right here, just because you tend to take quite a bit of damage. Anyways, you'll see what I'm doing right now. I got my ultimate, and I actually copied Zeratul. So well, it ended so fast. Well, I copied Zeratul, and I picked up a few doubloons in the process, and I was able to, you know, be fairly effective for the team. I helped him out just slightly. The duration isn't extremely long, as you notice, but it's long enough to make a difference in a fight. I can go. I like to copy I like to copy heroes that are very strong in a short period of time. So in this case, Zeratul, he's an assassin. He can kill people very fast. I like to copy Nova. Nova is one of those heroes that just completely demolishes people. So anyways, my symbiote ended there. I'm going to go ahead and find out the best target here. So I'm going to go ahead and they're focusing him down. I'm going to put the shield on top of him. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save him. Oh my god, Abathur got the kill with his little projectile there. So not good. And Nova goes down. We were trying to stop them from getting... Oh, there we go. Nice kill on to Zeratul, but we lost 3 there. I don't know if they're actually going to get the golem. If they don't, then that's great. Even though we lost a few, at least they're not going to be shoving in that golem. But oh, it looks like they're still going for it. That's that Arthas. At least he has no mana. So I'm pretty sure that this guy here will be fine at holding him off. And oh my god, he is getting wrecked. What is he doing? He's just being really ballsy there. I'm trying my best to keep him shielded up. He did a good job of kind of pushing Arthas off of that golem though, and now we've got Tassadar back in there, and he's got his Archon form going. So we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and what I did there was I upgraded my... Okay, another thing I forgot to talk about with Abathur is he actually has these little creatures that spawn, and it just comes out of Abathur. You'll notice I'm in the middle lane right here, and eventually these little creatures will come out, and they'll start attacking the lane that I'm closest to. And what I did was I just took a passive that whenever they die, they will explode, and they also have a little cleaving attack, so they do AoE. So therefore, pretty much whatever lane I'm in, it's going to get auto-pushed without somebody pushing back, obviously. So if there's no other influence from champions, I'm just going to constantly push whatever lane I'm in, which is good. It forces a little bit of pressure on the enemy. And here we go. I've taken over Zeratul once again. I'm really familiar with how to play Zeratul. Zeratul is one of my favorite champions. You noticed in my last video I did play him. So I like to take Zeratul, and I can just dish out a lot of damage in a very short period of time. And boom, it just took out their Abathur. Abathur's down. Now I'm going to be going for their Abathur copy, and we've cleaned up quite a bit. We also grabbed the golem ourselves, so this is looking really, really nice. Okay, and I'm going to be running around. I'm out of time here on Ultimate Evolution. I'm just going to follow her around, pretend like I'm doing something useful. You can't actually the thing about it, you cannot actually cancel your time as a copy or whatever. So you have to make sure that I guess the real complicated thing about Abathur is figuring out when is the best time to copy. I generally just wait for a good team fight opportunity. Whenever somebody is like, oh, all right, we're going to win this fight, and then I copy a hero, and they're like, oh, crap, now we have to fight another one of those guys? So that's pretty good. You'll notice I'm also putting down these nests next to the important objective areas. That's pretty much the best strategy, in my opinion. You got to find those objective areas. So I've been collecting quite a bit of doubloons, as you can see, and I used my travel ability. Everyone else gets little mounts and stuff like that, but I can actually tunnel my way very quickly to a location. Since I had my allies in their area, I decided to tunnel my way to the chest. I turned in a couple of doubloons that I had collected while I was copying people, and I still have 4 more left as well. But there we go. It's all about watching the minimap. Abathur's one of those characters that you play whenever you like to have more oversight on the map. Perhaps if you were in a situation you're playing with 5 of your friends and you want to be like the team leader, Abathur would be the perfect choice for that, because you can kind of look around the map and control the way things are going. So here we go. I just copied Nova, and I'm going to help out our Nova. Well, our Nova still got killed. I mean, Arthas is insane strong, but you'll notice that since I was able to copy her there, I do enough damage. Nova's insane damage. She finished out the fight, and now I'm going to ultimate over here. Boom, another enemy killed. Took out a couple more people, and that was a very successful clone right there. And I'm going to try my best to turn in these doubloons. This way I don't actually have to do it personally. Abathur is extremely squishy. I played a game as Zeratul a while back, funny story, and the enemy Abathur, I don't know how, but I just kept finding his hiding locations, and you can almost two-shot the guy. Like Abathur, I have no life. Look at, I'm at 1350 HP right now with like no defenses or whatever. So I mean, I've seen other heroes go up to 5-6k life. Like Tyrael can get super high up there, for example. Certain heroes in this game get really, really tanky. Abathur will die almost instantly with like 2 abilities, for example. So anyways, just something to keep in mind. You have to stay very well hidden, and your combat ability as Abathur is not very strong at all. Alrighty, so we are, looks like we're doing pretty decent. We're both the same level, the enemy and us, but we are about to hit 18, so we have a decent amount of XP lead going on here. I've got my ultimate ready to go. What I do is I actually take the passive, eventually, the talent I should say, that allows me to have reduced cooldown and longer duration on my clone, and that makes it so that I can really make a huge difference anywhere I want in a team fight. And that's there it goes. There it goes, taking over Nova, and boom, snipe time. Abathur did not know what he was walking into. Let's see if we have the ultimate coming in. Booyah! Looks like our Nova got the kill there, and you know, as soon as you take someone over, you have a little bit of time where you cannot actually use the ultimate. You have to wait just a little bit. That's, I guess, to prevent you from copying and then insta-ulting something. But either way, I used my ultimate. I was able to make a huge difference there. We got a lot of damage done to the enemies. Oh no, it looks like they got a Merc camp. Oh goodness. Yeah, they have a pretty nasty Merc camp coming up here, up to the top lane. I'm going to do my best to spawn some nests there. Those nests do a little bit of damage if the enemies walk over them. So here's a good example. Our whole team is pushing down bottom. We have no one to defend top. So I'm instantly able to put my symbiote on top of our little minions there. I can do some AoE damage, and boom. By the time Zeratul gets there, they're all whittled down enough so we can just basically one-shot the whole pack. Very good job. So that's what it's all about, playing Abathur. And he's really exciting, man. I love the concept that Blizzard's going for here with their specialists. And of course, in the coming days, I'll be showing you guys more specialist heroes and kind of talking about their specialties or whatever. So lots of cool stuff. I'm excited for this game. I mean, when I first heard about Heroes of the Storm, I didn't really put much thought into it, and I was like, it's just gonna be another MOBA. You know, just another stupid MOBA. Just go last hit minions and farm lanes for a while. But oh my god, this game is so much fun. It's way more relaxed than most of those other standard. In my opinion, I feel like the gameplay is getting ancient at this point, but maybe that's just because I've been playing them for years. So I just love the fresh take on the MOBA genre. It's still the same thing that you like, picking champions and running around in lanes, minion spawning, you know, all the same stuff that you're comfortable and you expect. But in this case, you've got all these objectives, you got the quick gameplay, you don't have to worry about buying items and learning all that crap. It's very low learning curve. I can bring any friend into this game. They can probably learn it and have enough fun to not feel like they're just completely getting demolished. Because all you have to do is push a few buttons. You don't have to worry about leveling up or buying items or meta and laning phase. I don't know, whatever. In any case, back to the game here. So we got a little bit of chase happening. I'm going to try my best. But what is he doing? Don't go back in there. Come on now. So I have a talent that I took. Oh god, that was so sad. Alright, I have a talent that I took where that little AoE spike that I do, it will actually slow down enemies that it hits. And then I also took the increased range on those spikes. So this is my strategy on Abathur. I just take all the increased range for my symbiote abilities, and then I buff those up as much as possible. That way I'm just doing constant poke damage from really long range, and then I can hit them from really long range with the spikes, also the AoE spikes, and then those AoE spikes slow people down. So it works out really, really well in those teamfight situations. People don't realize how much utility that little symbiote adds. It's really deceptive, and I don't know what's happening here. Like we've been wrecking this entire game. You notice we're like 2 levels ahead, and now all of a sudden, I guess my team's getting a bit cocky, or the other team is starting to group up better because they're just picking us off one by one all over the place. Look, here's another one. Tassadar now getting picked off a bit, but Tassadar has a really cool ability that he can use that makes him go untargetable and invisible for like 2 seconds. So he got away from that. And now we're going to be grouping back up here. Let's see if we can hold this off. They got all 5 of their team here pushing down our forts, but they are being a little bit too brave. Tassadar using his ultimate, going Archon form, trying to do some big work here. He did die, unfortunately, but we held it off somewhat. They took out a tower, looks like, but I think we're gonna have some success here. And there we go. I copied Nova right before she died, and boom, 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 getting those kills. All right, here goes. So I took out one person there, and I'm gonna get my ultimate really soon. Don't even need it. Looks like we had Zeratul coming in, and so that's 3 of the enemy team down. I'm gonna have 3 doubloons to turn in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So that way I don't have to take the risk of using my my tunnel ability and going out there myself. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some doubloons. I don't really see any other objectives that can be immediately taken in the time that I have remaining on this ultimate evolution. So the best thing I could do right now is try and turn in these 2 doubloons. Actually, I don't know if I have enough time. Let's see. It's not gonna make it. No! Oh my god, that was so close. Okay, no big deal, no big deal. We actually got the Merc Camp up the top. Now, Merc Camps in this game are so extremely important. By the way, sorry if my voice sounds a little cracky. Let's just say I had a long night last night, lots of drinks, and alcohol does affect the voice. So as a commentator, it's usually bad for me to drink because it's hard to talk the next day. Anyhow, this game is pretty much coming to a close from what I can tell. We are pretty much at I mean, this is one of the by the way, this is one of the longer games that I've seen. I usually don't have games that go past 20 to 25 minutes, and right now we are getting pretty much up to that point. I think level 22 is the max, maybe. I can't remember because I don't remember ever going past level 22. There's definitely no evolutions that you can get past 22, but as you can see, we are at their final structure. We've taken it down, and that is the victory. Boom! So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick commentary of Abathur, and it gives you an idea of what to expect in this game, because there is so much crazy stuff going on and so much innovation, in my opinion. That's one thing that makes me excited about the game. So alright guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more videos in the future. I'll see you around next time. Peace out, bros.